what's up, my fellow strong kayak fishermen? I hope y'all enjoyed your Good Friday and are going to be able to get out on the water this Easter weekend. And last video, I gave y'all a strength building circuit of exercises for all the fin drive kayakers out there, or pedal drives in general. But this week, it goes out to all the OG kayakers who still prefer to paddle as their form of propulsion for their kayaks. And you know, at top speed, paddling is still the fastest way to go, as long as you have the paddling power to propel yourself that fast. Now, a pedal drive kayak, they couldn't even come close to keeping up with an Olympic kayaker at top speed. I don't know, I looked this up yesterday and was shocked, to tell the truth, but the world record for a speed record for a kayak, paddling a kayak, is 19 miles per hour. 19. You'd be lucky to break 7 or 8 miles per hour in a pedal drive, and that'd be hauling butt, especially in a fishing kayak, which, you know, all the pedal drives I know are on, but then again, I'm a kayak fisherman. So even though a lot of people are switching over to pedaling their kayaks, paddling is still the fastest way to go. And while a lot of us, myself included, we love our pedal kayaks, they're a lot harder to steer too with the rudder rather than using our paddle to steer as we perform our strokes as we go along. And even if we have a pedal kayak, there's still going to be times in our pedal kayak where we're still going to have to paddle. Whether we're in shallow water and our drive can't, you know, deploy when we're in that shallow of water, or lo and behold, our pedal drive system breaks down when we're, you know, 2 or 3 miles from the launch, which of course, that's about the only time they break down, is when we're 2 or 3 miles from the launch. And the great thing about paddling is it uses a lot of different muscles. It's an awesome workout. We use our back, we use our abs, we use our shoulders, arms, chest, even our legs. I mean, it's really a total body workout. So today, I'm going to give you 5 exercises for paddle propulsion power. All right, let's do this. The first thing we're going to do to build up our paddling propulsion power is a straight arm row. So think about when you're sitting in a row machine or something at the gym, you're sitting at a 90-degree angle, right? Just like you would in your kayak. If I was upright, my legs would be in front of me, my hips are at a 90-degree angle. So that's how we're going to get set up on these rows. Keep your shoulders back. We don't want to be hunched over when we're down there. Then once we're down, when we row, you know, even though rowing machines do this, we don't do that when we row. We're not oaring in, you know, oars in a boat. We're paddling a big long kayak paddle. So we'll keep a straight arm. That's how we're going to do it. So we'll go one side at a time. Pushing it back behind you with the straight arm. Keeping that other arm down. Using the rear delts, using your lats. That's 6. You're going to go 10 on these. Staying low the whole time. Your body's going to want to try to pop up on you. Don't let it. Then one more each. Boom. Okay. All right, the next thing we're going to do, so obviously you're pulling with one arm, but you're pushing with the other. With the top hand, you're pushing, bottom hand, you're pulling. So now we're going to work on the push portion. So we're going to get the same thing. All we need is dumbbells on any of these things. So we're right here. We got our arms straight out from our shoulders. They're not down here. Up here, straight out from our shoulders. So we lift up one side like a chest press, but then we take it up off the ground. Take that shoulder off the ground. Back down. Alternate. Going 10 each on this. So this is that thrust that you give the top of the paddle when you're digging in with the bottom paddle. I can already feel that working in my core, working in my shoulders, my chest. This portion, you know, we're not going to do as much, but this right here is exactly what we do when we're paddling. Come across to the center of the body. We don't cross over the body, just take it to the center as we roll up. Taking that shoulder off the ground each time. Keeping those arms out wide, because we're going to have that hand up high when we're paddling. We don't want the hand down low. High on our body, I should say. Okay. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to work on our drive with our core as we're paddling, because we twist our body, right? With those straight arms, that's how we dig. So we're going to take this band up high, get seated. We'll work one side at a time. So I got my feet out in front of me, just like I was on my foot pegs. Got both hands, one hand high, one hand low, one hand on the top of the paddle, one hand on the bottom, and I'm twisting. Just as I would if I was digging in the water. Really feel this in your core. Good. And then we'll switch to the other side for the other one. Bada bing, bada boom. Now we're going from the other side. Both arms straight, one hand high, one hand low, and digging. Just the same as if we were digging in the water. Pulling with both hands, using our core with our arms straight. This isn't an arm exercise, core exercise. Getting our core used to it, just as we would in the water. One more. Boom. Next thing we're going to work on is our leg drive. Because even though our legs are straight, we're still driving. It's kind of with our hips as much as our legs. So we're going to get set up with this band again. We're going to take the band around our feet. All right. Bring the feet up. And we're going to thrust up our hips. So get your hands all the way down. Pop those hips up. That band will give you resistance. And it's just like if you're on your boat. Driving with those feet each time you stroke. Just bring it forward a couple inches and back. Pop it up. You're just going to bring the hips up an inch or two. Okay? That works on our leg drive, which is really as much hips as it is legs when we're doing it anyway. All right, last but not least, we've got the seated Russian twist. Seated Russian twist. I always think of when I was, any exercise that's Russian, I think of Rocky 3. I will break you. Anyway. All right, so seated. We're going to pull our feet up. Get diagonal, you can see me. Got our feet up, got our elbows out. Left hand to right hip, right hand to left. Going across, twisted. With your feet in the air, so you have to use your core here. Going 10 each way. Trying to keep your feet as still as possible. You don't want your arms in like this because you don't have to do anything. Keep your elbows out. Works your core, the twisting. Good. So that was my 5 exercises for paddle propulsion power. Do these for a while and you'll be having to slow down in the no wake zones to keep from getting in trouble. I hope everyone has a happy Easter. Until next time. Dominate the water, dominate the kayak, dominate the fish. Tight lines.